It's a Yule log. It's a Yule log live stream. Good afternoon, everybody. Who's going to show up? I don't know. I got to work on this goddamn drawing because I look at it and it feels bad. Just make it quick. Have you ever dropped a Christmas deuce? If you've ever dropped a Christmas deuce, raise your hand and say "I." Oh wait, I can't see you. Well, just say something. Let me know. Who's out there Saturday afternoon at 1:50? Huh? I got stuff I got to work on. Who's ever ruined Christmas? Have you ever ruined? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever ruined Christmas? Have you ever ruined somebody else's Christmas? Huh? Have you ever been arrested on Christmas? Have you ever spoken to police on Christmas? I have. Oh, that's exquisite. Wow. I'm doing this drawing of Astrolepis, and it's just, look at that. Just raw dogging the paper right there. No pencil, nothing. Oh, look at the rubber dog shit I had out. Just doing, I got to finish this because now I see it and it feels bad. Oh, wait, this is too, I'm showing pictures of my kid in the back. I can't do that. Okay. We were talking about a Christmas Yuletide carol, a Yule log. Can you see? Is there a heavy metal band called Ulog? Is there a John Waters movie called Ulog? House caught on fire Christmas morning. Was it arson? We're going to read through a list of potential Chicago area newspaper headlines. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Southwest Side nativity scene expose. Baby Jesus stolen and replaced with the world's largest individual slice of deep dish. That's cute. That's cute. It gets dark though. Holiday insurance scams throughout the years of the Chicago tri-state area. Christmas Eve on Manheim Road. Let's see. Schaumburg Christmas Eve Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. Local parish Christmas pageant rocked by pay-to-play casting scheme favoring children with politically connected families. Park District Toys for Tots organizer busted for skimming premium toys off the top. These are all Al. This is mine. A Yuletide caroling session ended with 2 Arlington Heights men being led away in handcuffs and charged with assault. This is the Christmas season. God, it's depending on where you are, it's bad. You know, ever since the decline of the malls, plenty of alcoholics are out of work now. You know, because they were formerly working as, you know, dressed as Santa Claus in a mall. Dressed as Santa Claus. Nobody goes to malls anymore. The Brickyard Mall is still around, isn't it? Up there on the north side? What is a Yule log? Can someone just tell me what a Yule log is? Is it like a chili dog? Is there a look at my eyebrows? God damn, I can't wait to get old. I can't wait to be a fucking old dago. I need to not say anything too crude during this because it would be cool to get paid a little bit. The last one got demonetized. I was talking about all kinds of sick shit, you know, but I'll just hang out with you guys and look up for a little bit while I'm working on this Astrolepis drawing. You know, these little leaflets are really hard. They're really hard to just nail down, at least to get it. And I didn't leave enough depth and I didn't leave a border on the, on the thing. I didn't leave a border on the paper. God, you know, it's like 80 degrees outside where I live today. What's it like where you guys live? Is it cold? What do you do out there? Huh? You know, alcoholism is a big problem. And I've been sober 8 years, but alcoholism is a big problem in those northern latitudes. It really is. And there's some sort of justification that people do when it's cold outside and they're hammered and they say, I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep going. Maybe you're around a fire or something. And you say, you look outside, there's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. And you just got to stop. You got to say, I'm going to stop and I'm just going to go for some sparkling water. Maybe you could dip your feet in a stogie. Maybe you can, I don't know. What is there to do? Take a half tab acid and go on a snowy Yuletide walk. Oh shit, I can't say that. They're gonna demonetize me already. That's all right. I don't care. I hate alcohol. I really do. It's fucking boring. It makes people obnoxious. It's like cocaine. And they ruin Christmas. You know, I've not mentioned anything about plants yet except this Astrolepis drawing I'm working on. I don't know why. I don't know why we just want to. Sacramento's windy as hell. It's chilly. It's moist. It's cold. You know? Anyway, let's talk about Christmas arson. Okay? Let's talk about the sound that a hollow baby Jesus makes, a plastic baby Jesus, when it's stolen in some sort of gag. When someone finds it funny, I don't find it funny. I don't think it's funny to steal from a nativity scene. You're going to steal from a nativity scene? What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that plastic Jesus? Huh? What are you going to do? You going to throw it in the ocean? Huh? You know what my kid did today? We brought gifts to the neighbors because they tolerate. It was more like a payoff. We went to the store. We got a little Christmas thing for the neighbors. You give gifts to people. Instead, it's nice. Instead of being a dick, I am trying to spread joy. I'm trying to make other people feel good. It fills me with a sense of warmth. And so it's like a payoff because then they're not going to complain about me, you know? And there's a lot of stuff. You live next to me. There's a lot of stuff you can complain about. So we got a basket. It wasn't a Yule log per se, but it was full of Yuletide cheer. It was full of Yuletide. It was like a little basket thing, probably made by 8-year-olds on the outskirts of Beijing, you know, making 30 cents an hour. I don't know. Let's just be real today, okay, about this dystopia. Anyway, we brought this basket full of Yuletide cheer to both neighbors, made them happy. And then my kids started, fondling one of the plastic plants that was outside. She was playing with it. The plastic plants, all the plastic leaves came off. And then I had to tell her what microplastics are and how they all end up in the ocean. Then we started talking about the Pacific garbage patch. And then she just threw them on the ground. And I was so disappointed. I said, I just told you about that. And now I got to go clean them up. But, okay, let's see. What does anybody... I need to get my pole out of the crawl space. What's that? A pole for what? You're dancing? Bright red mushrooms coming up under conifers. That's right. So that's what Christmas is really about. It's about celebrating mycorrhizal relationships. Okay? Amanita muscaria. All the amanitas, wonderful mycorrhizal symbionts. An symbiont ambience. A Yuletide assault. Yuletide road rage. That's what we do in America. We got Yuletide road rage. We got suburban fathers clubbing each other to be first in line at the at the Costco or the Best Buy. Right? People getting, driven over in a parking lot, getting, it's who here is not from the United States? Who doesn't know how gnarly the holidays get here? Does anybody know? Can you cultivate any of the amanitas? Get a pine or an oak, my friend, and I'm sure you could. You know what I got this is just an idea. You can get these things on Scamazon. They're like for injecting meat, for flavored meat. Sometimes I'll do it for Jack, because he's a flavor hound. And it's like a syringe. It's like a giant syringe with like a 14 gauge needle or something. And you can make them, you could buy these mycorrhizal mixes. You got to be careful because some of them are snake oil. They're scams. And you get the mycorrhizal mix, and you put it in the meat syringe, and then you can inject the soil beneath a seedling. Does it actually work? I don't know. I've never done studies. I've never read any peer-reviewed papers. I'm just trying to find out what genera are. I'm not even fucking drawing. Here I am. I'm just using this as an excuse to procrastinate. That's why I'm doing this. I just don't want to work on the fucking 2 books I've got going on. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Okay? Not really. I'm actually in a pretty good mood. I just can't focus. My brain is fucked. I don't know why. It's because what these kids call neurodivergent, they got like a nice thing going here, I'm telling you, when I'm going to turn into an old, I can't wait to be an old Italian. I'm already there. I got this little fruit. It's like a pompadour. It's like a Polly Walnuts pompadour. I'm already getting gray on the side. It's going to be nice. Okay. We were talking about mycorrhizal symbionts. I couldn't even find a research paper listing any of the Arbutoid mycorrhizae, the genera of mushrooms that have been found coming up beneath Arbutus, beneath the madrones. You got Arbutus up there in Mount Lemmon on Tucson. You got Arbutus arizonica. You got Arbutus halepensis in Texas, but no state disrespects its flora like the great state of Texas. All you got to do is go there after a rain, everybody. Go to there after a rain, and it's a chilly rain, and see what mushrooms come up, and just fucking log all of them on iNaturalist. We saw, when I was with Alan, we were in Baja California in the Maritime Chaparral. We saw an Arbutus relative, Ornithostaphylos. And show us your fupa. You know what? We're trying to keep this PG-13 so it doesn't get demonetized, you sick fuck. Why don't you keep that to yourself, tropical ding-dong? All right? And we saw the Ornithostaphylos, and we saw a whole shit ton of mushrooms. Tarzeta and Ascomycete, that's mycorrhizal. Tons of Cortinarius. Some other stuff coming up beneath the Ornithostaphylos. There was nothing else it could have been associating with. Because all the other plants there, the Melosma laurina, the Ceanothus, they're not ectomycorrhizal. They're AM fungi. AM fungi generally don't produce fruiting bodies. They're the glomeromycetes, the hidden saviors. And these were all ectomycorrhizal symbionts, and they were associated with the Ornithostaphylos, which is in the same subfamily as the madrones. Who's out there studying? I want you to start logging these ectomycorrhizal. Every time you find a mushroom, you should be asking about what the fuck the ecology is. Is it saprotrophic? Is it parasitic? Is it mycorrhizal? Nobody's asking these important questions. All right? You take pictures. It's the mushroom season, and you log the ecology too. With mushrooms, you don't really ask what family too much. I learned, so I've been told, but you should always ask the ecology. Is it mycorrhizal? Because then you'll be making connections to the plants. And I want to know what's coming up beneath the madrones, because they're ectomycorrhizal as well. They're arbutoid mycorrhizal. The ectomycorrhizae actually penetrate the cortex. But yeah, is it a shit eater? You want to know that? Is it a shit eater? You degenerates. So many people in my audience are degenerates, and I really, that makes me proud. It does. And every once in a while, I catch someone slipping who is mad at me for something that I said in a video, and then I just amused. I say, "Why were you here? How did you show up here?" I'm not offended that you're offended. I'm just curious. How did you get here? Okay. No, you shouldn't ask if the mushrooms are hallucinogenic. Who cares? You'll know what they are. Maybe Gymnopolis, Panaeolus, Psilocybe. There's only a few genera. Any mushrooms in Elmwood Park? I bet there's mushrooms in Elmwood Park if you looked. All right, you could be the change that you wish to see in Elmwood Park. Go start planting stuff illegally. All right. What else could you do if you live in Elmwood Park? Christmas on Manheim Road. Christmas at the Sloan Urinal Factory. Christmas at the dive bars of Manheim Road. The working class dive bars of Manheim Road. Where do you go up? Let's talk about Christmas insurance scams, everybody. Christmas insurance scams of the tri-state region. Has anyone in the audience ever been convicted of insurance fraud? Be honest. No one can see your answer but me. RGV events. Yeah, we were supposed to go out to Thorn Scrub tomorrow, but I don't think I have it. My bandwidth has been really stretched. I'm going to Chile in January, and I just don't. God damn it. I need to go to, and then I'm going to Ecuador. Oh yeah, I'm going to Ecuador. Alan's paying for me to go to Ecuador because they're having a thing. They're having a tour. So all this Tourette shit I'm doing now, you can go to Ecuador and hear it in person and say, Jesus Christ, this fucking guy won't shut up. And like half of it's lucid, maybe a little bit less than half, to be honest. And then the other half is just, I didn't know he was like this. This is why he ended up in plants. Insurance is just slow gambling. That's right. But it's not like gambling on video poker. Not at all. Where are the video poker slots on Manheim Road for people to blow their hard-earned money? Okay. What is a dark, who's got a dark Christmas story? Not too dark. We don't want, we want like Class A misdemeanor dark, not felony dark. A good Christmas story. Let's see. Thorn Scrub Sanctuary. Well, we've got 145 acres, and I haven't even been out there since June. And I'm wondering if we have jaguarundis or ocelots on the land. And I'll probably go out there this week, but we really need to get one of those masticators. You put it on a caterpillar, like a skid steer, and it's got a turner, and it just chews up. But before we do that, we need to go, because there's not even anywhere to park. We need to go with a crew of some people and probably clear some stuff, because there's pencil cactus and all kinds of stuff around there. Kind of serious Poselgari. God, it's gonna be shit having to clear there, but we have to. There's nowhere to fucking park. There's nowhere to even, we want to put up a building at some point. So I'll be doing videos at Thorn Scrub probably next week. Shitty cooking. I'm a shitty cook too. I'll be honest. I will be. I'm a shitty cook. You know what I do is I take a tortilla and I put a fucking bagged beans are amazing. You cut the corner so it comes out like cake icing, black refried beans, and you just put it in there, and then you put some cheese, and there's some rice, and then I microwave it. I don't even fry it. I'm that fucking lazy. That's my cooking. Plans for the sanctuary bathroom. We don't even have a shade structure to park under, but it's going to be pleasant weather in South Texas for the next 4 months probably. So canned tomatoes, I've never actually done that. I could do that. You could do that, or canned chicken or something. Canned chicken with a side of PFAS, the side of forever chemicals. It does look like refried shit when you squeeze it out of the bag, but it doesn't taste like refried shit. Okay, and that's what we focus on. How does it actually taste? How does it, Who's on a Patreon? Is anybody on a Patreon? What do you want to see on a Patreon? What would you like to learn? Has anybody been watching the lectures? Maybe not. I would have to say flour tortillas. If I was thinking health-wise, I'd go for the corn, but the flours are just good. It's not that I can't. I just don't want to take the time. I'm just lazy. I just don't really give a shit in the end. All right? It's all just fuel. Food is just fuel to me. It really is. Oh, God. Okay. You want to learn native seed propagation? Well, you've got to think about all kinds of factors. Nobody ever thinks about humidity when they're sowing seeds, for instance. Humidity, temperature, soil mix, right? How does water move through a medium? To fully understand that, you have to mix up different kinds of soil with different ingredients, wet them, uproot them, put your hand in there, feel what it's like. What's Al doing this weekend? I don't know. When did grass lawns become a thing in the U.S.? Convention and conformity. I don't know, man. I don't know. Food is art, just like plants. And I don't have the time. I don't have the, I got it. You see that guitar? I got that. I don't even know how to play guitar in the background. See? We could make some folk songs one day. Me and Al were working on it. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Oh, God. 50 drones came out of the ocean here yesterday. For real? Yeah, what's up with the drones? Are they Yuletide? Are they Yule drones? The fuck does Yule mean? Why is that? I'm gonna look that up. What does Yule mean? Where does it come from? Gozer the Gozerian. Yule. Oh, it's some European. Oh, it's some Germanic shit. Oh, fuck! I'm putting this 40th T on the goddamn drawing I'm working on. Fuck. Yeah, Okay, Yule. The Wild Hunt. The god Odin. All right, this sounds like, I feel like I'm going to a Renaissance fair now, reading about this stuff. No offense to anybody who goes to Renaissance fairs. Not my thing. But, you know, for some people, that's what they like. A Yule goat. Well, there's a Yule goat. Not only is there a Yule log, there's a Yule goat. What is a Yule goat? Yule singing? Jesus Christ, this is a whole thing. This is satanic. This is a Satan. Maybe it's, you know, it's the Yule log has a war on Christmas. The Jersey drones, I don't know. I think they're coming from China or somewhere else. I don't know. Nothing surprises me anymore in the current dystopia that we're headed to. Okay? It's only downhill from here. We had our shot. We missed. We're in an oligarchic state. What could it be? Who's behind the drones? Christmas was a war on the Yule. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, come on. Someone give me some material to work with here. Let's talk about something related to botany. I got Astrolepis gametophytes germinating under the lights. I got it's raining at Butano. Oh, that's good. Who's actually been to the Butano Cypress Grove recently? I'd like to go. It's a fucking epic hike. But there's black trumpet mushrooms. Speaking of mycorrhizae, they associate with the tan bark oaks, which were getting knocked out by an invasive quasi pseudo fungus. It's not a true fungus. It's a brown algae that became parasitic. Phytophthora, what was it, ramorum, was knocking out all the tan bark oaks, and their mycorrhizal hosts. I've been really on this mycorrhizal tip lately, really fixating on it, you know. The fact, you know, Davis Mountains fungal survey, that needs to happen because everything in the Davis Mountains is going to be extirpated there. Not everything, but all the cool stuff. Madrones will not be there one day. I think you got probably 20 or 30 years left till the madrones are wiped out. Maybe 50. I don't know. It's only getting drier. Maybe at some point. I'd like to get Alan there to do I'd like to get down to the Davis Mountains to do a fungal survey. But how do you do it? You have to wear mustaches and Trump hats, so none of the you know, the local residents get mad at you because people are really paranoid in Texas. They're really paranoid. They see you too close to that fence, even if you're on the right of way, and they demand to know what you're doing. It's a lot of fear. It's scary. It's scary to them, not to me, but they just get so worked up. And it depends. Sometimes I can charm, sometimes not. Do you have someone who can charm them? I think if you had a glue-on mustache and a Trump hat, maybe you'd stand a better chance of charming them. I don't know. Need a costume, right? Because otherwise they judge you. Have I read any books by E.O. Wilson? Well, actually, E.O. Wilson heavily influenced me in my formative years, as well as did John Waters and Divine and a number of punk bands. The bush is getting burned. Yeah, buckthorn. Good. You got to burn that buckthorn. Get it out of there. Good news from the south suburbs. The invasive trees are being cut down and the bush is getting burned. Trying to bring back the oak savanna. That'd be nice. I think about how fucked the native landscape I grew up with in Chicago was. God, the forest preserves. It was just an endless fucking impenetrable. I put photos in that native invasive lecture I put up. Impenetrable thicket of buckthorn, of European buckthorn. Some people think I went too hard on the permaculture people. Hashtag not all permaculture people. I like some of the permaculture thing. I think it's a great way to grow food. I just wish that some of these weird cultural accoutrements, these talking points didn't always come with it. You know, denial of invasion biology, treating glyphosate like it's depleted uranium, not recognizing the difference between small spot applications of herbicides to remove invasive species compared with actually spraying it on food, which should be illegal. I think it is. Isn't it illegal to spray glyphosate on crops in the fucking Europe? Huh? I was surprised to learn that cancer rates in Europe are actually higher than they are in the United States. I would think due to the deregulation that's occurred here since, post-Reagan, the cancer rates would be way higher in the United States because everybody gets cancer. But apparently they're higher in Europe. But I think it's probably because everyone smokes. Fucking degenerates. The conversations around disturbed landscaping I like the most. I know, friend. Tropical ding dong. Is that like a sex? Is it like a? What is it? Tropical ding dong. I don't know. Don't answer. I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm writing a book about that. The ecology of disturbance, and just human relationships to plants and how deranged they are. You know that we think what comes out of the Home Despot Garden Center is what plants should look like. And then we think the native plants are ugly or they're just too messy. Ew. That's my white woman voice. That's my Martha Stewart homeowner voice. The person that's calling the cops on you. Yeah, you know, I just wanted a reason to procrastinate and talk to some of you. I'm working on two. One, the publisher just fucking totally abandoned me. And so I'm gonna that's the one I'm gonna bootleg. I shouldn't be saying that. I'm only kidding. I'm not really going to bootleg it. If you are associated with Abrams Press, and you're gonna let me know. But I sent them all the material. They haven't even read it. Sent it to them in May. Actually, one person read like 10 pages into it, and then I sent them too many photos because they didn't explain anything about how to put the photos in there. And I said, the photos are labeled by genus and species of the plant. The person doing the layout's got to read through the little text sections, find the genus and species, pick whatever the fuck they want. I don't care any of these 9 photos, and throw them in there in the layout because I don't know what's going to work. You know, you need habitat shots, up close bits of flower morphology, and so it sounds like what they want me to do is just basically do the layout myself. But they didn't pay me enough to do that, and I don't have any time. So it's kind of a clusterfuck, you know. Spider mites. Oh, the devil. Oh, we were talking about spider mites. Yeah, I read Ishmael by Daniel Quinn when I was like, I think I was like 16, actually. Brazilian pepper trees. Any thoughts? Yeah, they're nasty when they're not native. I'm sure in South America they can be nice. Yeah, the publisher knows nothing about botany. Yeah, right. I wouldn't assume that they did. No, but hopefully they know how to do a fucking layout. You know, hopefully they know how to like pick photos out of a folder and lay them out on a page by reading the text. I think they just don't want to do it, and they're short-staffed and probably underpaid. Good beginner book for getting into botany. You could try Botany in a Day by the fuck is that guy's name? Epple? I forget his name. Epple. Botany in a Day. And that gets the idea of, you know, how plants are arranged by family, by synapomorphic traits. But he doesn't mention synapomorphic. He just mentions traits of the borage family or the carrot family, etc. But that's the primary thing you want to learn, because then you can go anywhere and you can get an idea of what you might be looking at, of what family it might be in. Yeah, but you should really just be using iNaturalist and paying attention to taxonomy. Do I meditate? Fuck no. Do I look like I've tried. I can't sit still. You know, I need yeah, man. I need some sort of, you know, I probably need to be medicated to meditate. I should try that. No, Kill Your Lawn is dead. The company is not funding it anymore. They're not buying any more episodes of anything. I think they're trying to go to short form content because they couldn't find a way to make money. The whole industry is contracting, the TV industry. Next field trip is Chile, and then I'm going to Ecuador with Alan. And I'm going to see if I can get up to the Paramo or demand that we do. Fine line between medication and meditation. The fuck? What's lame? Wait, they don't meditate? What do you want? Jesus Christ. You know what? That sounds pretty judgmental, pal. What do you want me to do? You want me to meditate? You want me to do ohms and stuff? I can't do that. I find my own meditation. If I can focus long enough on drawing some shit like I'm drawing here, that's its own form of meditation. I don't judge you, pal. Have I ever had anything to do with Australian natives? Yeah, you got the Haemodoraceae over there. That's a wonderful family. The kangaroo paws. Would I ever come to Russia? Whoa, it seems a little hot, to be honest with you. I don't want to be used as a pawn in some sort of prisoner exchange. I don't know. Alan is dreamy. Alan is dreamy, but it's with an A. A-L-A-N. Okay. When you are in a field, you are meditating. Okay, let's see. I don't know about Mandrake. I don't know. What, man? Oh, Dr. Strangelove Mandrake. Yeah, that guy. Have you ever seen a commie drinking tap water? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No, I meant lame. They're canceling your show. They're canceling all their shows. They're not doing their EarthX. They did not. They first off, they sold the show to cable, which I think was a bad move because nobody watches it except the exact kinds of people who would be offended by watching me. Generally older type, no offense to them. The boomers. I know some cool, but I'm just saying, not all boomers. The fuck does everybody get offended? I gotta feel like I gotta tiptoe around. Mention fucking boomers. They're just generalizations, But you like getting offended. Somebody got offended by me by Al's ageist ad. The fuck? Everyone's trying to whine and shit. Fuck. I'm like that already. He wasn't being ageist. He's making fun of fucking old people that are aloof. I'm aloof already. I'm already an old man. It's in heart. Okay? I may have the wrinkles and the crow's feet, yet they're coming. I am fucking out of my mind and aloof most of the time. I need people to lead me around. I get paid to do presentations. I show up. I don't even know where the fuck I'm going. I feel like I have to be, you know what I mean? Like it's silver alert. Why do people get offended so easily? Jesus Christ. Some things you can get offended about. Okay? Al doing an ad about being ageist, for fuck's sake. Again, how did you end up here? What are you doing here? How did you get into this room? You're welcome to stay if you want to. But, if this offends you, there's probably going to be other things. In the video that came after, I'm talking about roadside dildos, for fuck's sake. I mean, it's there. I'm an open book. You can see clearly if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. I've shown people that they know, I'm getting sensitive now. I was wounded. These things hurt me. Somebody else wrote me. They said they were offended by me dressing in drag. Jesus Christ. Is there nothing sacred anymore? A man can't dress like an old Catholic woman, like an old Catholic Italian woman. And I will say, I looked like my grandma in that episode of Kill Your Lawn season 2, when we saw St. Anthony on the lawn. I looked spitting image of my grandma with the little shawl and shit, but she was a lot more violent than me, than I've ever been. I'm not a violent person. But I didn't know drag was really fucking fuck. I'm so disappointed. Again, it's so weird. It's so weird what happened to the American left. I'm not even going down her. I'm not even going down this thing. I'm not saying it anymore, But then the right gets offended. They think Pokemon is trying to teach their kids to be gay or something. So everyone's fucking nuts. I think everyone's just too online. They're doing rails of these goofy fucking ideas on social media. You just settle down. Right? Just be fun. Just fucking unclench and just settle down and just be a good person. Just the fuck. Yeah, it is. It's an American thing. You go to other countries, people don't behave like this. Maybe in the UK, I've seen this kind of shit in the UK. New Zealand, I've seen a lot of like whiny, pathetic shit in New Zealand too. Well-intentioned, but still really weird. What's your favorite oak? I would have to say Quercus hypoleucoides. Are you familiar? I saw it in Arizona once. It's also in the Davis Mountains. It will be extinct there soon because the climate is drying in the Chihuahua Desert, in the Sky Islands. But Quercus hypoleucoides. I like Quercus rugosa too. Are you familiar with Quercus rugosa? You get on Mount Lemmon in Tucson. If you live in southern Arizona, do yourself a favor and drive up to Mount Lemmon. Tucson's nice. I like Tucson. I would live there. They've got a little bit of the depressing retail, just the cancerous, sprawling garbage that, America built because it has too much land and didn't know what to do with. Tucson's got some of that, but they've also got Mount Lemmon. And they got a proud Chicano culture there, unlike other places that have been a little bit more bamboozled. You know, where the houses are not painted in bright colors, vivid colors, but more in tones of beige and gray, a result of the repression that occurred in places such as South Texas. Okay, let's go. I calmed down a little bit. I just meditated. West Side Hawaii. Fuck, I know this guy. I follow this guy on Instagram. He's been going to Hawaii. He's in Hawaii. He's a botanist in Hawaii, or maybe he's doing birds. I don't know. He's looking at some wild stuff. Okay, he's one of these forest ecologists, whatever that means. I don't know what it means. Sounds like some liberal conspiracy. Forest ecology. God forbid. Anyway, he goes up to these. He's been posting these photos of these fucking lobelias, like high altitude lobelias. Holy fuck. Speciation, you know, Hawaii is a model for speciation. What plant should I look for in Tulum? I don't know. Look for an Acanthoserius. Okay, or some sort of cactus, a native cactus. Make sure it's native, not introduced, not a result of horticultural atrocities. ICH taxonomy ICP pieces. Insane clown posse. You should have seen me last night. I was grading papers for this class I just taught, and I felt like I was doing off-track betting. Like I was reading through these things, and I would get so disappointed. You know, I was at like one of the questions was like, how does gypsum form? And I was literally I couldn't help myself. I was like, I was gesticulating. Oh, fuck, you almost had it. Were you even paying attention? I was screaming at the fucking laptop as I was grading these papers. And some kids, I was so disappointed because they went to class. Some of them did, but they just seemed like they didn't pay attention. What were they doing? And these fucking kids, some of them are on their laptops and stuff. I know what you're doing. I said, I know what you're doing back there. Yeah, you're looking up the Hawaiian silver sword radiation? I don't think so. What are you doing? You doing online shopping? What are you looking at? Huh? You looking at fucking curtains for your door? What are you doing? And they'd kind of chuckle, you know, and haha, you know, he's joking with me, but they didn't know that I walked away with wounds. Ick the Freight Rider. I don't know, man. I like it. Yeah, it's nice. But, you know, they don't pay attention. Yeah, these kids don't pay attention. I said, you know, when you've learned how revolting the human world can be, you're going to miss this class. You're going to say, I should have paid attention back there. I should have listened to what that loud, angry man was saying. I don't know. The plant poster gateway download? I don't know. Someone posted it on the Crime Pays Patreon the other day. I think I've got it. I'll post it on the Patreon again. Why can't you get it to work? It's 38 megabytes. It's a big fucking PDF. That might be the reason why. Guided field trips, no, at one point. Tequila, Mexico, yes. Once these fucking books, which have kept me bound, like a horse with a bridle in its mouth. Not really, but they've kept me bound. Once these books are done, I'm out, man. I'm going nuts. I had to cancel a fucking trip to Oaxaca last September. Brutal. Yeah, at least I'm not teaching middle school science. Holy fuck. You know what the problem is with these kids, though, is that the whole education system teaches kids. I mean, I can't imagine having to sit still for fucking 8 hours a day. That's torture. You know, get these kids on a treadmill or something. Get them a fucking exercise bike. You go to class, it's just a line. There's no seats, just a line of exercise bikes. You're just sitting there, you know, listening to fucking organic chemistry. At least you can, because you can't. It's bad. It's bad to sit down for that long. You can't tell Americans that, huh? You know why we got so many fat? He's not fat shaming anybody, by the way. Okay, I've gained a few pounds myself. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you know, a sedentary lifestyle is not healthy. Okay? It's not. It's not normal. That's the biggest fucking problem with all the car culture shit we have here. The streets with no sidewalks, 12-lane roads. God, it's a fucking miserable way to be. I got rolled by a cop the other day. I got back into South Texas, and everyone drives. There's so many parking lot princesses here. You know, those giant jacked up trucks that look like they've never seen a day of work in their life. No scratches, no dents. You see a pickup truck with a dent and a fucking fender hanging off. You say, that's a truck to respect, you know? Someone who beats the shit out of their truck, that you know that thing gets used. But that's not the case here. In South Texas, you get a lot of these fucking trucks that are the size of tanks, polished, lifted. They look ridiculous. It's like a fucking 9-year-old driving it. 9-year-old in the body of a 30-year-old man. Anyway, this guy sped up. It was just a clusterfuck. Cars all over, the half in the lane, half out the lane, all over the place, just trying to curve. Just no one's, no one, 5 miles per hour. And this guy just speeds up and goes past me and hits my truck and leaves my truck's all scratched up and shit anyway. The fucking fender's falling off. Blame that on the Cook Range in New Mexico. And he blows by me, hits my car. Turns out he just hit the fender, and probably fucked up his truck. He was like one of these like lifted black trucks. Looked totally ridiculous. Like the shit that looks ridiculous. Like you're driving Gravedigger. You look like a fucking moron. No offense. No offense. All right. Maybe there's a reason you've got this gargantuan truck aside, and it's not just to like accommodate, and it's maybe you're using it for work. Maybe you're doing a lot of towing. Maybe you're not just trying to compensate for a small Peugeot, which there are no small Peugeots. There's only small. I couldn't make that work. I don't know. There's only small rolls that. But he hit my car, and then I was like, "What the fuck?" I looked outside. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. I don't want to deal. I could have gotten an insurance claim, which is really big business down here. You see every billboard's for a fucking ambulance chaser. All right, these sleaze bags. I don't know how they do it. How do they do it? They know, these ambulance chasers know right when to cap the limit. They know what the limit of the insurance will pay. They know they can't go over it, because if they do, they're going to have to take it to court. And all the evidence that they've scammed from everyone who's in network with them, the MRI people, the pain clinic, the fucking doctors, all the documents are fake anyway. And they know that if they go over that 50,000 limit of what the insurance will pay, they're going to have to actually prove it in court. So they go just up to it, and then they just get paid. And then what do they actually front to the MRI clinic, the pain clinic, the fucking, the doctor? Because it's all fake. You're not really hurt. No one actually gets hurt in the car accidents here. It just pays out. It's a fucking scam. Huge, gross industry. But I don't know what I just went off on a rant. Someone just wrote Vienna sausage. What the fuck? Okay, I think we're done. See, we're not even talking about Bonnie here. This is just degraded. This is just sophomore fucking humor. It's time to go. Fuck, it's 2:30. Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. I gotta get to it. I gotta get to this stuff, Yeah, plant families. Do it. You could take that class now. You could be teaching yourself that now. Download Plant Systematics by Michael Simpson, and you could read. It's all organized by order and family. Yeah. On the new Toyotas, they're putting the catalytic converters inside the trucks. Toyota's really not what it used to be anymore. It's you maybe even go with Ford if you can afford it. Ethnobotany content. Yes, I am. I'm interested in ethnobotany. I'm not interested in can I eat it, but I'm interested in ethnobotany. More specifically, I'm interested in how certain groups of people cultivated plants. Like when you think of natural selection compared with human selection, and you think of how like certain groups in the Southwest were cultivating agave for thousands of years, selecting for which grew fastest, which produced the biggest heart, probably for taste as well. Only thing is they didn't know that agave's actually got a high glycemic index, and you're more prone to, diabetes and stuff. I bet those were some of the fucking healthiest people who ever existed back then, man. Oh my God. How low we've sank as a species, we didn't evolve to just be sitting in a car for fucking 3 hours a day and then sitting down. That's why you got to get these kettlebells. Just do 20 kettlebells swings every half hour. Get that blood flowing, for your cardio and stuff. See, I got one here, right? You got to, because I don't run anymore. My knees are kind of fucked up, and you can't bike. If you live in Texas, you got to be careful biking. The drivers here are just too bad. The cumulative IQ a lot of the driving populace here is just not high enough for them to be aware of you. You're gonna get hurt. You need to get health insurance, especially, which is a scam. If you're riding a bike in Texas. I remember the first time I ever went to Houston, the first time I ever had the misfortune of going to Houston, as I should say. We were living in an abandoned hotel, the Savoy, the Hilton Savoy, which had been abandoned in like 1989, but it was fun because they still had a bunch of beds and TVs and shit. We got hammered one night on Carlo Rossi and we're throwing fucking, TVs out the window and shit into the courtyard, not hitting anybody on the street. We wouldn't do that. Into the courtyard of the hotel. There was no one that could be hurt by throwing TVs out of a 12-story window and mattresses, polyester mattresses in the Savoy Hilton in downtown Houston. And, Houston is so like, there's no zoning laws. So they just build, it looks like anthropic puke. I'm really, if you live in Houston and you're offended, I'm sorry. Okay. I come from Chicago, if that makes you feel any better. But there was no one that could be woken up by such a late night sense of festivities, right? Because it's downtown Houston. It's like abandoned. I don't know what the fuck happened to where's the Savoy? It was 1515 Main Street. I bet they turned it into something. But in 2004, my friend Sean was squatting it, and I went to go say hi. And we I forget what the fuck. Oh yeah, and that was when I first met. I talked to these bike messengers who worked in Houston. Obsolete industry now, unless it's for weed or food. But still, I said, "How do you guys fucking ride a bike in this city? It's terrifying. The drivers are some of the worst I've ever encountered in the United States." And they said, "Yeah, we get hit a lot. Roy's been hit 4 times." Jeannie's been hit 3 times, etc. So you just, it just comes with the territory. Biking in Texas, you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit by some fucking oblivious, some fucking, rich housewife who can barely see over the steering wheel of her Yukon. She's going to mow you down, right? Not intentionally. It won't be a personal thing, but you might get paralyzed, right? What's at 1515 South Main Street, Houston? Oh my God, they knocked it down. It's gone. I'm looking on Google Street View. Yeah, there's some bland condos. Block 334. Jesus Christ, I don't even recognize it anymore. Yeah, they knocked it down. What happened to the Savoy Hilton in beautiful Houston, Texas? If anyone has an idea to patronize the Holiday Inn near George Bush International Airport in Houston, if you have like a way to, I don't know, leave them some sort of, how can I say this without getting the channel demonetized? You know what I mean? If they're on my list, I'll put it like that. They're on my list. I got, me and my daughter flew to Chicago. We got screwed by the airlines, by United. And we had to stay at this hotel. We didn't have a choice. We didn't pay for it. We didn't have a choice. But it was it was a horrible experience. They ended up, I got charged like $250. They tried to charge me $500 because she got a little bit of peace. She's 4. She was still on chemo medication. And they, they're horrible, horrible, horrible. The Holiday Inn. If anyone get an Etsy witch to curse them, does anybody know black magic? Could you curse this hotel? Could you make sure something bad happens to this hotel? All right. They robbed us. And they're robbing other people too. And they're making good money too, because United's fucking up. The airlines screw all their customers now. So when they need someone, you miss your connecting flight, they're getting paid. The Holiday Inn's getting paid. Holiday Inn by George Bush Airport. But thankful to the Burger King. And I'm not a Burger King fan. I'm just saying it's the only thing to eat near the hotel. And so the Burger King there hooked us up. They gave us some free food, which was really nice. I walked there with my daughter on my shoulders, and we're like, hey man, and the dining room was closed at the Burger King. So we had to walk through the drive-thru. And the lady, the kind soul in there, it's always the working class. And this is not a working class hotel. That's why I'm telling you to do something bad to them. spiritually, in spirit, not actually physically do it. Just send them some sort of bad juju. Okay? If you stay there, upper deck something, and I don't care what it is, just upper deck one of the toilets anywhere in the hotel, or upper deck the stairs. I don't care, whatever. You know what I mean? By upper deck, I'm not referring to actually defecating. I'm talking to upper decking like with a card deck. Like do something, with like do a magic trick in the hotel is all I'm saying. Not talking about defecating anywhere in the hotel, in the Holiday Inn, near the George Bush International Airport, beautiful Houston, Texas. Okay, but that nice woman at the Burger King gave us food when we walked through the drive-thru. So that was kind, that she saw that we were in need, and I was heartwarming. Actually, you know what? The working class in Texas is fucking great. I've had many experiences like that. I was riding freight trains to Pecos, Texas. Where we get off? We got off at we were in Sweetwater. I was by myself, actually. I went into a Subway. This guy, people just give you money. Always some working class guy. It looks like he doesn't have money to spend, and it was the wealthy would always never give you a fucking dime, and I wasn't even asking. I was just in there, and he's like, "You look hard up." And I was like, Jesus Christ. I think because I had a bag, I was kind of tattered, maybe a little dirty. Didn't have any tattoos yet, and here's $20, That's what Texas has. That's when people talk shit on Texas from other states. Say, hey, man, a working class here has got some real solidarity, I think this is a working class anywhere. Once again, George Bush International Airport, the Holiday Inn near George Bush International Airport. Don't do anything to them. I'm certainly not advocating any kind of, the worst thing that could happen is like any kind of vandalism. Be horrible. They are definitely not a villainous entity that's robbing people. Okay? Fucking kid's got leukemia. Her chemo treatment made her, pee in the bed. Little spot. And I said, sir, we've got to sanitize this whole fucking room. We can't. We need to hold this room out for 2 nights, and that's what it's going to cost us. I said, you guys are the fucking house is full every night because United Airlines is screwing everybody, and you have a contract with them that you guys are like the voucher hotel, Shout out to the grocery store in Sweetwater, Texas. Shout out. They got the rattlesnake. They have a rattlesnake roundup there. It's terrible. Horrible event, but they've got a cool mural on the grocery store wall. I remember that. We're not even talking plants anymore. I think it's time to wrap this up. So let's I missed all these comments. Cecilia Jones, please do not put a curse on the Holiday Inn located near George Bush International Airport in Houston, Texas. Please. If you were to make sure something bad happens to them, I'd be really upset. I'd have to say I automatically don't condone it, Like that liquid etch bath that graffiti writers were using in the they put in a mop and draw on the windows or something in the early 2000s. Like, don't do that to them. Don't do that to them. Okay. Oh God, Carlo Rossi. Ever going to botanize Japan? Yes, I will. At some point, I will go there. I'm just trying to go back through these comments and see. I got the slow stream turned on. Tannic acids benefit the plant tree and affect the soil. I'd imagine they're anti-insect. Okay, let's see. Who's got a problem with kettlebells? Jesus Christ. You have a problem with exercise? Do you know where we live? We live in like the most sedentary nation on earth. Jesus Christ. Native American Ethnobotany by Daniel E. Moorman. I think I might even have that book. I got so many books I have not read. I get them. I'm like, I got to have that just in case. Too many humans for this planet. That is true. That's true. I mean, we could fit 20 billion. Let's keep going, right? Fuck it. What's the only cost? mass extinction and biosphere decline. The goal should be to even out quality of life, which will never happen until we get our shit together and become a little bit more enlightened, and also drive down birth rates. You don't need to actually, there's humane ways to do this. I read a book by Alan Weissman called Countdown that was about overpopulation. It was a really good book. And it's, the idea that we just shouldn't talk about it, whether someone's on the left or right, is fucking insane. But we can't even you can't even convince people that the biosphere is something worth keeping around. I mean, it's, so many religions still believe the world was put here for us, right? We don't need his stuff. What do you need his stuff for? It's just sitting there doing nothing. I don't know what this stuff is doing. What's it doing over here? You don't need his stuff. What do you do? Can you eat it? Is it medicinal? No. Is it a crap? What do you need it for? You don't need his stuff. Get this stuff out of here. You need his stuff. You don't need his stuff. Dumbest fucking take ever. Tell me about it, huh? Yeah, just trash it and move on to the next thing. We're going to go to Mars. We're going to go to this barren fucking red, ugly planet. No offense to Mars, with unbreathable air. And we're just going to, shit all over that place for a while, right? Blow it out, use it, and fucking move on to the next. And we'll go to Uranus or something. I think Uranus is a little too hot. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yes, it is. Merry Yule, up your Christmas. Christmas live stream. Are the holidays a good time for a Crime Pays live stream? I think so. Next time we're gonna do a Crime Pays baking special. Watch me fuck up a pie, huh? And then curse and scream as the smoke fills the upper reaches of my 9-foot tall ceiling house and taints everything with the smell of burnt flour and sugar. You got to watch out for the sugar. I've been really against the sugar kick because hi, I'm Lily from Recruiting Connection. Fuck you. Who did that? Who signed me up for this Indeed.com? Fuck you. What is this? What does Al send to me? He's sending me some stuff. Oh, he's sending me Hassan Piker. Luigi Mangione. That's what he was sending me. Luigi Mangione. All right. I never thought that class solidarity would come together as it did in this young Italian man. That made me feel good. I saw people from both sides coming together, putting aside their differences to unite on the topic of how the healthcare insurance companies are horrible fucking villainous entities. Oh, my batteries. Oh, okay. I'm getting notes from the computer. I got like 19 minutes left. I'm going to kill this soon. A neck tattoo. Yeah, I got another job stopper. Maybe 6 months, 7 months back. Figure why not? Why not make life harder for myself among members of the square community? It's cactus spines. I was going to get an Astrolepis on my neck. See, I was doing an Astrolepis drawn right there. Move the rubber dog shit out of the way. Great stocking stuffer, by the way. Rubber dog shit. This is a piece of rubber dog shit. Great stocking stuffer gag. Just raw dogging a paper with these little Japanese brush pens. I don't like this though. I did just complete another print. If you'd like to order prints from me, please let me know. We could work something out. 2 for $50, and I'll throw in some stickers. Maybe make it 55 because the shipping on the tubes now is really going up. You're gonna put this stuff in the tubes. You can't put this in a box. I'm not gonna fold it up. How was West Texas? Ocotillo is blooming, I think, whenever it's warm and it gets some rain. West Texas is paradise. None of this shit. The I-35 corridor of the fucking, the dealerships. It really takes being in a beautiful space to realize how ugly most of America is when you get to densely populated areas, at least newer cities. It wasn't a city that was created 100 years ago where you could walk everywhere. You weren't trapped in a fucking car. When you get to the car slums, the car and retail slums, which I always rant about, and I'll never get tired of it. It really takes being in a beautiful place where your only problem is the deer. And then going out to and then you see the car dealerships and the fucking billboards for ambulance chasers and people, about to kill each other over road rage and just pigs everywhere. Just pigs. And I don't blame them. I'm not demonizing anybody. I'm not leveling judgment. Maybe a little bit, but People are just working with what they got, with what they've been given, with the infrastructure that we've given. Nobody chose this. Nobody chose this to be the flavor of American consumer decline that we're experiencing, right? The spiritual rot, all right? And it feels rotten, all right? Black Friday tramplings. Were there any Black Friday tramplings or shootings anywhere in America? We're slipping. You know? I've been really enjoying some Tim Dillon lately. I do like him. You know, for now, he's okay. I've been watching him. I think his takes, it's a really dark, is it satire? Is it not? It's true what he says, some of it, a lot of it. He had a really good take about, oh God, it's, you know, he's the man for the season. He's the man for the nation, right? He sums up our spiritual zeitgeist as a nation so well. I'm impressed. All right. He's a philosopher. He's like he's the mouthpiece of the current United States situation. No, Tim Dillon, not Tim Miller. Who's Tim Miller now? You got a future. You just can't look to people for it. That's all. You've got to just accept the dystopia that we live in. It's not that bad. You say dark things in an uplifting way and you laugh. That is the best medicine, right? It makes the turd easier to swallow, right? Where'd the rubber dog turd go? I knew I had it here for a reason. Here it is. You say dark things in an uplifting and lighthearted manner. That is the key to being alive in the modern, the modern decline of whatever this is, this end of empire. Yeah, Tim Dillon. I don't know who's Tim Miller. What does Tim Miller do? What is he? Who's Tim Miller? Who's this guy? I don't know who this guy is. Oh, producer, writer, director, Love, Death, and Robots. Is that him? No. American political commentator for Mitt Romney. Oh, ew. I don't know who that is. I'm talking about Tim Dillon. He's a comedian. Yeah, I don't want to hear these young people saying such. I mean, you could say such negative things, but be absurdist. Digest it with try to put a positive spin on it. Try to laugh. You know, listen to the fucking Tim Dillon take on a claims adjuster. Holy shit. On the CEO show. Oh, he's got the podcast. He died doing what he loved. He died doing what he loved, and that means something. It's so good. It's such a good take. It's right. It's a holiday cheer. It's a little bit of a holiday cheer for the season, right? For a Yule log. He also had a show on Netflix. I got banned from that. Well, not banned. I was using someone else's account. And by the way, if anybody has a Netflix account that you'd like to share, let me know. But he had a fucking talk show, and it was great. And he opens it up, and he just says, "Good morning, you pigs," you know, speaking to the American people. And I thought that was heartwarming. I thought he had a really good. He's just the man for the times. Tim Dillon is a comedian. Okay, I think this has been an hour. I gotta go. I'm not even talking about plants. I just, we're philosophizing now. I'm not a philosopher. I don't know what I am, but this is, don't be, that's what I did. Look to plants. Don't look to people. Look to what crumbs of the natural world you can find, even if they're, you have to go illegally trespassing on railroad tracks or a fucking power line easement to go see. Most of what you're going to see in places like that, all right, along with all the trash and the concrete, what is a good word for like human-made rock? I don't fucking know. I have to look that one up. I can't think of it. But if you go to these places, the irrigation ditch, the power line easement, you'll find plants. Most of them will be invasive, but you can still study them, right? You keep in mind every invasive plant has a home somewhere, unless it's like a Bradford pear, is literally bred in a greenhouse. You can study the unintentional ecology that's being formed in some of these shitholes. And I say that lovingly. I loved hanging out in those shitholes as a kid. All right. Hopping chain link fences. If there was not a prior, good Samaritan around that had cut a hole, going to explore abandoned factories, abandoned railroad yards, under the viaduct. All right. Scary places that your parents tell you not to go. That's where I loved going. That's where I found my heart as a teenager. And there's plants growing there. And they're mostly invasive. But the thing to focus on is that nobody planted them. They did it all themselves. They made it to those places themselves. Maybe they're escaped from horticulture. Maybe they're just really good at tolerating urine and garbage. But that's important. And we need people out there to go. If you live in like a depressing cul-de-sac community, I'm sure there's some sort of retention pond or someplace. Go to where the teens would go to smoke pot or something. That's going to be the spot where you're going to find, they're like illegal parks, a place of peace, right? There was a train yard near my house in West London. We called it the Desert Yard. We used to go drink beers there before I got sober. We go sit on a rotting couch and watch the sunset. It was peaceful. It was calm. There were ground squirrels and burrowing owls there. We'd admire the plants and break bottles on the wall of the viaduct. Okay, I think we're done. Thank you all for watching. And remember, rubber dog shit, great stocking stuffer. Please order some. If I should hit up some of those rubber dog shit companies and see if they can give me like a sponsorship and, like put in like a code, like crime pays 25, for orders. I would hype the shit out of this stuff. No pun intended. Okay, everyone have a Merry Christmas. We'll do another live stream before Christmas. I'm just saying, for the holidays, go spread cheer. Go make somebody happy. Pay off your neighbors so they don't call the cops on you next time you're trying to fucking shoot out the streetlight or something, okay? Because it's too bright. These fucking LEDs they put on, I'm telling you, man, they're really bad. They're really bad. It makes me long for the tangerine sodium glow. Okay? Everybody have a good rest of your day and go fuck yourself. Bye.